Hi and welcome to my channel again. Today I decided I would run through Western Dressage Level 1 Test 1 with Milo. This year we're hoping to get into the Level 1 category, and we've been working all winter on some of the pieces of it. Introduction of the leg yield in 10-meter circles and 15-meter circles. And so I thought, even though our show has been postponed, beginning of May, that we could run through it and see how he's doing with all the pieces. So like I said, we're doing Western Dressage Level 1 Test 1. Last year we did all training level, and I'm hoping to branch into Level 1 this year. So we approach centerline for a halt at X. We kind of struggle with staying in front of the leg before the halt because he anticipates where we're supposed to halt at, but that was nice and it was square. And then you lope off and track to the left. We follow that along the long side. This whole corner of my arena is fairly gummy right now, so I don't really utilize the corner as well as you should for actual geometry purposes, but I get him going here pretty good. And then right here is the 15-meter half circle, which then leads you into a leg yield and a lope departure. This all comes up really quick and early in the test, I found. You don't have a lot of trot in before getting into the lope. So I did not like his lope departure there. The leg yield wasn't very through, and he was kind of leading with the shoulder and not really on his hip. So I took him back to a trot, and I approached the whole maneuver fresh again here. So we were doing another 15-meter half circle. And then we'll go into that leg yield again. And this time you can see he's a lot more diagonally paired and was more on his hip there. So that was a much better lope departure. His actual 20-meter lope circle here is actually pretty nice. I'm one-handed with him, and he's very broke one-handed, but in the last 2 years of doing Western Dressage with him, I've been riding him two-handed in a snaffle. And I really want to, one of my goals is to be able to show him one-handed, here. So this whole section, that whole maneuver has been difficult for us. You lope down the diagonal, break to a trot at X, and change the bend. And that whole direction, that whole movement, he really wants to change leads. So it's been difficult to maintain the lope, and anyway, here we are down to a working walk and then across this partial diagonal for a free walk, and that all comes up really fast too. You think you have all this time on that short side with the trot to prepare for the downward walk transition, but it comes up really quickly. So what you won't see off camera here, at C you go into a jog again, and then at one of those imaginary letters I don't have, bend a 10-meter half circle, change the bend to another 10-meter half circle, and this particular bend is difficult for him to do. You can see he actually kind of came in on his hip a little bit, but I was pleased with it. That's something that we've been schooling a lot. Here we're going to go into another 15-meter half circle to lead into the leg yield. And this whole direction, he's been struggling with the leg yield. He's anticipating two different things. One, he knows the leg yield is going to lead into a lope departure because we've been schooling that independently. But also he knows the leg yield, he's supposed to get over to the wall, to the fence. So usually I have him where he's doing too deep of a leg yield, or not even a correct leg yield at all, and he's just leading with the shoulder. That first try I didn't like, so I go and I attempt it 2 more times. Because I don't want to just get too stuck on, well, we have to lope off here at this cone. I'd rather get a correct leg yield, a correct movement, no matter what it is, and kind of forego the exact placement of it. Plus, like I said before, that corner is a little bit gummy. So actually, this leg yield I do like, and then I lope him off, but I think I lope off at C, just to get him out of the bad footing, so we actually have a good lope departure. And then we lope another 20-meter circle to the right, and like I was saying before, I'm pleased that this has all been one-handed. He is a very broke one-handed horse, but like I was saying before, it's just not something that we've been doing the last 2 years for the dressage, and I'm excited to be elevating ourselves this year in that way. This corner, ideally you'd go a little bit deeper, but my mounting block is in the way. Anyway, it's another lope across the diagonal to a downward transition and change the bend. And I try to utilize that corner a little bit more to really get his shoulders lifted so that he can hit center line here accurately. And he anticipates halting. It doesn't really come through as much on the camera, which is kind of nice, but I can feel he gets a little bit behind my leg down this whole center line because he's just thinking about, oh, when are you going to ask for the halt? And that rein back is a new introduction in this test as well, but of course he handles that really well. And that was second time running through that test. Well, I hope you enjoyed riding with us today and seeing how our level 1 test is coming along. There's definitely things to be working on, but it's nice sometimes to go through the pattern once or twice and kind of gauge how it all comes together. It comes together pretty quickly, and we just got out of a bunch of rain here, and so there's some corners of the arena that are a little soft, so I couldn't exactly focus on my geometry too well for exact placement of things, but still, you know, you come through the corner and now you got to go along the diagonal at a lope, and that's a tough corner to get them back on the hind end for. So thanks again for following us today, and I hope you enjoyed it.